In this video, I'm gonna let you in on the secrets of why you don't ever need to watch another best loadouts video ever again. In my short time on YouTube, I've made several best loadout videos for various weapons on Warzone, and the reason I make videos on that is because that's what people are searching for on YouTube, and being a small channel, I'm trying to make my videos searchable so that I can grow my channel. But flying in the face of what I'm trying to do there, what if I told you that you don't actually have to watch those videos to figure out the best loadouts, if you just remember the fundamental priorities for building the best weapon in the first place? So that's what we're going to look at today, starting with the most valuable statistic in Warzone, the bullet velocity. I've explained bullet velocity in a number of my previous videos, but basically what the bullet velocity is it's how fast your bullet will travel from the moment it leaves the end of your gun to the moment it hits the target. The more bullet velocity, the faster the bullet travels. So especially for Warzone, this is a super important statistic because it brings down your lead times, meaning your bullets can hit targets that are further away much quicker. So firstly, choosing a suppressor and a barrel that both increase your bullet velocity by as much as it can go for that weapon is exactly what you need to be doing for Warzone, whether that's an AR, an SMG or a sniper rifle. Obviously though, for an SMG, bullet velocity is negligible because when you're firing at close and extreme close ranges, where you've got your gun up the player's nose, the bullet velocity probably won't matter too much in those situations, but on the whole, a fully spec'd SMG with added bullet velocity will beat a non-spec'd SMG. So you'll always want to be using the monolithic suppressor, the agency suppressor, or the GRU or the wrapped suppressor paired with the longest barrel in most cases. So our second priority for Warzone has to be our accuracy. And if we don't want to have the weapon control of a wacky waving inflatable tube man, we're going to need to limit that horizontal and vertical recoil as much as we can. But unfortunately for us, the Cold War weapons don't give us many attachments that help both horizontal and vertical recoil. Although with the modern warfare weapons, we do get grips and stocks that give us the additional recoil control as well. So it's up to you how many attachment slots you want to dedicate to recoil control on the modern warfare guns, but we'll get into this later. What I would say though is that sniper rifles rarely need any recoil control attachments because you can hold your breath, you take your shot and rechamber a bullet, meaning the recoil control isn't really necessary unless your single shot recoils your sniper from looking at a guy directly below you to staring directly at the sun. Vertical recoil control for most weapons is very easy, so it's really just the horizontal recoil that you want to be concentrating on because the horizontal recoil is the hardest to control, especially for controller players. So generally, the attachments you'll want to use for this is the Commando foregrip or the Merc foregrip for the modern warfare weapons and the Field Agent grip for the Cold War weapons. Like I mentioned before, the modern warfare weapons do have other attachments that bring down the recoil on a weapon like some of the grips and stocks, but generally the Commando and the Merc do the job just fine. Ammo capacity is a huge deal in Warzone depending on the mode you're playing, so if you're jumping into a solos match, you'll very often find that you don't need a 60 round mag on your AR to take out one player. So you'll probably find that a 30 to 50 round mag will do the job just fine without hurting your ADS or movement speed too much. Although if you don't mind your ADS speed penalties on some guns, you do have the option to stick on a 100 round drum mag, but that's at the cost of reload time and ADS time. But you do get the extra ammo in a mag to not have to reload when you're in a prolonged fight, so it really is a trade-off that needs to be thought about. Obviously, for anything above a duos match, you're going to need as much ammo in a clip as you can have, but not have the reloads or ADS take an excessive amount of time, so generally using the 50 or 60 round mags is the best option for trios and quads. So that's 4 of the 5 attachments covered already, but what about the 5th and final attachment? Well, this is where your own personal preference comes into it. Personally, I don't like using the iron sights on some weapons, so I generally go for an optic. And some of the benefits to using an optic is that in some cases they actually reduce the visual recoil. And they obviously give you a clearer picture of what you're shooting at by having that additional zoom. Alternatively though, you could go for a stock or a laser to help you reduce that aim down sight time, which is really useful on the SMGs and aggressive sniper rifles, but the stocks also give you better movement speed when ADSing too, so you can feel a bit more mobile when you're shooting at a target. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there are some attachments like the grips that give you additional recoil control if you're really struggling with that recoil on a weapon. So it's a trade-off on how you want that gun to feel for the last attachment. Unfortunately, you'll always lose out on something like ADS time, movement speed or reload speed, so you need to decide what matters more for your playstyle and weapon handling. Does your weapon need faster ADS? So whack on a stock or attack laser. Do you need better hipfire accuracy? Then stick on a laser. Or do you need better reload speed? Modern Warfare perks like sleight of hand will help you out there, obviously once they fix it. So that's really all you need to know about building a weapon and never having to watch another loadout video again. There are of course some anomalies in the game, like when the bruiser grip gave us massive reduction to recoil, even though it didn't say anything about it in the notes about the recoil control, but the devs did fix that. So that was problem solved. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, drop a like on it, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Toodaloo!